miss me. I miss all of y'all. All y'all girls standing together like that. I can't take it.
Thank you. Tough act to follow. Privileged to be here, and welcome to Mobile Video Night here at Digiday. It's been a long time since I've been up here, but it's good to be back. I run business development at AdColony. AdColony is a company that does one thing and one thing only. We focus on delivering and rendering HD quality video in-app. It loads in less than 1/10 of a second. That business has scaled to over 3,000 partners. We started in the mobile-first space, working with game developers. We've shifted gears, working with traditional publishers as of about a year and a half ago, and we're doing some pretty cool, pretty innovative things. We were acquired by Opera about a year ago. For those of you who don't know Opera, it's an Oslo, Norway-based company. It's kind of like the Google of Norway, big browser company. That said, I've been a publisher. I've been a guy who was hired by a large social network to architect a third-party monetization strategy to help leverage the data and assets that we had at News Corp to better monetize like third-party publisher properties. And so, my mindset is all about helping publishers create innovative ways to better monetize their ad experiences. So, that said, we work with great partners like Shazam. A couple questions for you guys. Number one, all of us think about advertising all day, every day, right? Yes? How many of you have clicked a banner in the past month? I see like one hand, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, I'm amazed. I've asked this question at 5 Digidays, never gotten anything like that before. That said, is the banner broken, right? You're going to hear that a lot. We think about mobile all day, every day. How many of you have a phone in your pocket or your hand right now? Everybody. It's ubiquitous, right? And that's why tonight's agenda is all about mobile, and it's all about video, and it's all about the shift that you guys are thinking about all day, every day. Click. And what we have today as audiences kind of cross the chasm and go from desktop to mobile is a once-in-a-generation opportunity to reinvent advertising. When was the last time the advertising experience was truly reinvented? Anybody? Nothing. TV, right? This is it. This is your opportunity to really rethink and build a better bomb. I was joking backstage. I said, we're here for DPS, right? Digital, programmatic, display, programmatic, SI. I don't know. It's not about banners anymore. That's very clear. Everything we've known in digital over the past 20 years blows up when it comes to mobile. Everything. Whether it's measurement, whether it's ad format, whether it's device, whether it's creative content, creative length, whether it's the format you're scrolling, everything is reinvented. Except the 4 tenets that have really kind of been consistent across video remain the same, which is sight, sound, motion, and emotion. And that enables a new opportunity, and that's all on your primary screen, which is the one in your hand. So here's my question to all of you, right? We're going to talk a lot about mobile tonight. Is it time to not talk about the click anymore? Can we talk about the tap? Thoughts? Can you guys do it? My mom used to fine me $1 every time I said the word like growing up, right? I said it way too much. Can we not say click? We tap. We tap responsively. Clearly, when I tap, it doesn't work. Now, when I look out into the crowd here, I see publishers, I see vendors, and I see partners. And I think there's a difference between the three. Publishers create great content. They're the destination. Partners are in it for the long haul, and vendors are commodities. We found a great partnership here, and what we've done is we've set out to do it right, not right away. The conversation that we're about to have with you guys and to share some of our insights and our experiences is the culmination of 3 years. 3 years of testing, 3 years of back and forth, 3 years of dev work, and now it's something we're about to debut tonight and take live imminently. And we're pretty excited about it. But that's because of a partnership. It's because we were committed. It's not because they were like, you know what, these AdColony guys are not getting it done for us. It's been blood, sweat, and tears. And because of that, they've really committed and invested in us, and it's really mutually beneficial. We've invested in them. Tap, tap, guys. So here's the challenge I have for all of you who are trying to think about mobile monetization. Be the change agent. Don't think about things in the same context that you think about your traditional businesses. Don't be afraid to take risks, and don't be afraid to go out on a limb. And with that, I'm going to introduce Rory, who leads the ad product group at Shazam. He's their native guru. And you know what? Like, over the past year and a half in working with us, he's really gone out on a limb to build some really cool ad product. And so with that, Rory, tell us.
Yeah, thank you. I'd like to thank AdColony and Digiday for having us up here.
So Rory, thank you. You have an interesting background. You started as an agency guy. From the agency world, you left, you went to Pandora. You were in ad product marketing.
Yep.
And now you're product management at Shazam.
Yeah.
And you're working for a property that's super hot, super in the spotlight, and all eyes are on you guys to build a business. What are you thinking about now? Like, can you speak to how your experiences, both as a marketer and doing product marketing for a semi-competitive property, lend themselves to the goals and objectives that you're solving for today?
Yeah, well, it really started during my agency days. I was at J. Walter Thompson at the time, like a really big behemoth traditional agency, and spent 6.5 years there really transitioning them from a traditional agency into the digital world, focusing on social, focusing on mobile, building Jiffy Lube's first app, building mobile websites for the Marine Corps, doing a lot of mobile and social and digital work for them, kind of transitioning them into the 21st century. From there, I went to Pandora, did sales marketing, product marketing management, really kind of learned the publisher side of it at that point in time, understood the challenges that a publisher faces, understood the challenges that the sales team faces, and I think those two experiences really helped blend themselves nicely for me to know at this point in time like how to build the best ad products possible for both the agency side, the advertiser side, the publisher side, as well as for great user experiences. Now when you're at a publisher side and you're building product, you need to keep the user top of mind with everything. So all of that contributed to helping me become a really good product manager focused on ad products and monetization.
Yeah, you've got a tough task. I think it's it really, as we'll show the experience, it speaks to what you've done and lends itself to what you've done historically. Can you speak a bit to the evolution of Shazam as a business? You started as a utility. How many of you guys have Shazam, that song you think you know, but you don't know? Large portion of the audience. The product's evolved.
Yeah, so Shazam's known for being a music recognition app. Like you hear a song you don't know, you Shazam it, you figure out what it is. But the challenge for us as a publisher trying to monetize that is that's a very short user experience, and intentionally we want people to be able to go in, hit the button, recognize a song, and get out really quickly. But in order to monetize it, we realize we need to actually become more of a content player. We want people to, after they've Shazammed a song, to engage with content, to stream it on Spotify, to buy something, to watch videos, to learn about recommended stuff, to view the charts, to see what their friends have Shazammed. So that's been the transition over the last year and a half since I've been there, is really redesigning the app to become more of a destination for engagement with really cool entertainment content, as opposed to just a utility where you're clicking a button, recognizing a song, and leave it. And that's really important, the time spent in order to serve ad impressions and to generate revenue.
And I think that redesign, speaking to engagement, has introduced new elements, right? You've introduced newsfeed, you've introduced some scrolling elements. Can you speak to that as part of your product strategy?
Yeah, one of the more exciting pieces that we've done recently is introducing full song streaming through RDO and Spotify integrations. So that's really increasing our time spent with people actually listening to full tracks while they're browsing through the app. And then the other big piece of it, as you mentioned, is the news feed. So we realized that people had to actually go through the Shazam action to get onto a track page and begin scrolling before we could like really get a good ad impression in there. But we realized if we started aggregating this content, aggregating all the data that we know about this user and bubbling up really great content to them in the news feed, then as soon as they're on the home screen, they can start scrolling through it, seeing what their friends are Shazamming, seeing what new hot tracks are released and the genres they're interested in, seeing what concerts are playing near them. So yeah, the news feed is a really big piece of that.
That's great. And you opted for native video and not full screen interstitial or pre-roll. Is there any sort of thought behind that?
Yeah, I mean native video, just because we don't own any of the audio or video content in our app, we partner with the streaming partners that I mentioned, or YouTube for video, or whoever it might be. We didn't really have an opportunity for pre-roll within that experience, so the newsfeed made a lot of sense. Video in general was a really nice kind of transition for us. We were looking at all the data, and we were seeing all these spikes in activity where people were Shazamming stuff, but we weren't recognizing it. And we found out that it was during really big TV events. People were Shazamming the Grammys and Shazamming the Super Bowl halftime show. So at that point, we flipped on the switch to ingest television and make television Shazammable. And then at that point, we realized, hey, there's a business here. We can Shazam enable TV commercials as well. So we started working with television advertisers and Shazam enabling those TV commercials and delivering really great second screen experiences when somebody hit that button. But then those same advertisers said, hey, we have all this great TV commercial content. We want to run it in your guys' app. And we didn't really have a great place for it. So once we started pushing the newsfeed out there, we're like, hey, this autoplay on mute format would be a perfect fit, similar to what Facebook's doing. You scroll through, the video starts playing automatically on mute, user taps it to play with audio, and it made perfect sense.
Yeah, I mean, that Facebook analogy, so, you know, I mentioned AdColony doing some cool things. We've democratized that in-feed autoplay experience for publishers to license. And so with that, you know, the ideal ad experience isn't built overnight, right? And I've teased the debut of, you know, a new Shazam ad experience that we're going to show you right now. Rory, can you walk us through it?
Yeah, sure.
There you go.
Oh, it's going to be on that screen. It's cool. Yeah, so you land on the home screen, the big button's there, but the user can just scroll right down through the news feed, similar to a lot of other feed integrations. And as you can see here, the video just started playing on mute automatically, and the user can either tap the unmute button, or they can tap the video to play it full screen with the volume on, or they can click on the Learn More button down below and just go straight to the call to action if they aren't really interested in watching the full video. So it has all those really nice native elements that you would expect to see, whether it's display or video, but it has that really nice autoplay on mute video format.
All right, 2 more quick questions before we run out of time here. Number 1, short form video, right? And you know, shorter assets, right? How does that play into the strategy, whether it's advertiser engagement, user engagement, you know, things that you're thinking about when you build product like this, which is brand new, it's totally innovative, and you know, your user experience it's vastly different, right? It's totally morphed over the past couple months.
Yeah.
And yet, you know, you've got an ad sales team that's going out and selling it. How do you get those guys to kind of get real excited about this?
Yeah, well, we have television advertisers who want to run their like full 60-second spots with us. But mobile users are different than a TV audience. Mobile users want this instant gratification. They want something like quick, and they want to get on to the next thing they're doing. So through research that I did at previous roles, research I've been doing at Shazam, research that AdColony has done, we've really learned that the shorter form video is going to perform better regardless. 5, 10, 15-second video has proven to have better brand recall, better message recall, better driving down the conversion funnel. So we're really working with advertisers to chop down whatever video content they have into something that's much more easily digestible, where they can easily get their brand across, their message across, and their call to action across really quickly, and the user doesn't get bored with it and acts upon it afterwards.
All right, 90 seconds or less, right?
Okay.
Look into your crystal ball.
Yeah.
Shazam. What's the holy grail of ad product?
I mean, we've gotten to the point now where we don't need to have like a fire hose of advertising just spraying our message across everybody. Like, we're smarter than that. We have enough data nowadays. The holy grail is really personalized, targeted advertising, as granular as you can get. Shazam has 110 monthly active users, and a lot of these people have been on it for 5 or 7 years, since the invent of the iPhone, I guess. We're one of the first apps on there. So being able to know what these users are interested in and what brands they've Shazammed before, what music tastes they have, and being able to really target down to that level of individual user as much as possible, and put something in front of them that they're actually going to be interested in, that they're going to click on, they're going to engage with, they're going to purchase, whatever it might be.
So I think with that said, thank you, Rory. We encourage you to download the update. The release will be out, any day now, and get your Shazam on.
That's right. Thanks, guys. That's about all we have time for. Thank you. It was fantastic.